You're now listening to Just Sex Talk. Now let's get to talking.
So you're more in the you're more like the master slave.
Yes, more of my type of dynamic is more into the MS or master slave exchange.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Like, let's get into like contracts and negotiating and all that.
So that's where it can get pretty in depth and versatile.
So do you have any relationships right now? Dynamics?
I do. I'm actually in one dynamic right now, and we are in a master slave dynamic, and it's progressive from that one.
And you're the boss.
We'll call it that.
You're fired.
It's one of many names. Yeah, been in that. It's when I first started off on this, a dom sub relationship was more what I was interested in and what I thought my focus was, and that was understanding the difference between what a sub and a slave is. They're both submissives, but it's two different types of submissives. And a friend of mine once gave me an analogy that I use all the time, and it makes the best sense for me, is that if you put a box in front of a sub and you say, I want you to put in the box everything that you are submitting to me, everything that I get to have authority over. So that sub will put in, I'll let you take over my health, my exercises, my meal plans, my extracurricular activities, all these things I put in there. But they may say that, what, I've got kids. So the kids, I'm keeping that over here. That's not going in the box. I don't want anybody of our exchange to mess with the kids. I've got a career that I'm doing, and I'm not putting that in the box. I don't want you to have any authority over my career, my finances, 401k, stuff like that. So I put everything else in the box, but these things over here are exchange. You don't have, it's not, you're in control of those. Right. So that's the dom sub. So the dom says, all right, I'm taking over all this stuff, but I also may say that I don't want to do that. That sub may say that, how about the kids? And like, you know what, raised mine, I don't want to take the kids. I want you to maintain control over that and authority over that. That's not a responsibility that I want. So a dom sub exchange is where it's limitations to the extent of that authority that they're exchanging. A master slave.
Well, we end up on Jerry Springer. I have control of what.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure there's been plenty on there.
Yeah.
But when you put the box in front of a slave and you say, all right, put in the box everything that you're submitting to me, the slave just gets in the box, which means they're giving you.
Like in a box, but a slave in a box.
Yeah, pretty much. There's a better prize that comes out of it. But they're literally saying that I'm giving over everything of how they identify and what they do into the authority.
No, and that's a good analogy. I mean, that's a...
So it's...
Algae?
It's an algae.
Algae.
Takes some clarity to be all right.
The algae I got on my fingertip for your armpit.
Yeah.
So to me, it's more of identify as a master. I am a covered leather master, and I've been for a while, and it's more of how I identify the type of exchange that I have in my dynamics. But it has to be progressive to that, to the point that I've earned that. For someone to look at me and say, now I'm going to give you everything about them. To get to that level takes time. It takes experience. It takes effort. It takes trust. It takes the want to.
So let's say someone like you don't really have to live with your slaves or subs, do you? Or...
I can do however it is you like. It's the one benefit of it.
Is that in the negotiations? Is that all?
Living arrangements?
Yeah.
It's something that I always put into consideration on it, but there's variables that may play into it.
But you guys don't this is going to sound so dumb. You guys don't love each other. Y'all, is there a rule on not falling in love?
Oh, see, that's an old debate.
Yeah.
That should you love your slave?
Yeah.
There's two different schools of thoughts on that. That if I love you, then I'm biased, which means I may not do everything that would be the best for you because I care. It's the same thing of raising your kids as opposed to raising someone else's. So if you're a teacher or at a daycare, the kids aren't yours. You care about them, but they're not yours. You have the ability to be a little bit more stern and strict as to what's going on for the greater good. Whereas your own kids, you may let them get away with things that you wouldn't let the daycare wouldn't let you get away because you're biased. I personally believe that, I firmly believe that I couldn't take that level of submission or that level of possessiveness over someone if I didn't love them. My personal opinion. The two different schools of thought, I think it's a great debate. And I don't think either one's wrong. You can both.
So would you love them in a sexual way or non-sexual way or
yes,
either way? Yes.
It'd
so
be all the above.
You pick love.
I do. Yes.
Yeah, I love that. I love love.
And I think it's very important to me that also my submissive chooses the same way because of the level of devotion and requirement that I feel I need to have. I need to get it from someone that does more than like me.
Right.
That more than just respect me or more than just respect my authority.
I'm listening to you. I'm sorry. Chris,
so I am on the very much the you should. But love also has many different meanings and many different depths and many different classifications. But to me, it is holding someone to that value of importance in your life. For someone to submit that much to me and for me to take that much responsibility, it's a gift that has to go in both directions. The submissive has to understand that what they're giving is a gift, but also understand that that dominant accepting that is also a gift. Right. And that dominant giving the dominance to the submissive is a gift to the submissive. But it's also a gift for the submissive to receive that.
Christmas, like a Christmas gift?
We still hold it off for holidays. And so Christmas is kind of a sketchy one. It's that whole gift exchange thing.
Oh, Valentine's Day.
I was actually going to ask that. I mean, since you're considering those, like you're,
like you break up with all your subs right before Christmas and get back with them after New Year's. So
New Year's we start for
New Year, new me.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like a lot of the holidays, not Christmas, but there are other holidays that people say, you know, oh, this is a made up holiday. Why do we do this? Like, you know, so if y'all take, I mean, to me, I'm not saying I don't take love seriously, but I feel like that's on a different level when you're willing to give up like those parts of you. Like if I thought about me giving up my health to someone, that is a big deal. Like, and that
I would have already died.
You know, like, because that is such a passion of mine, you know? And so if I was, you know, saying, okay, I'm willing to give this to you because I trust you this much, and you hold gifts to that kind of standard, I just kind of wonder what you feel about the other holidays that are like gift giving. Are they just, you don't really celebrate them, or?
You know, I think
I know that sounds weird, but I'm really curious.
I would say that the dynamic structure is really irrelevant when it comes down to things that affect. I mean,
are you asking, does he give his subs a Valentine's card?
Yeah, I mean, truly, I
No,
know.
I tell them what they're giving me. It's my birthday.
Like, are you expected? And then you give me head. And I don't want to expect it as wrong because I don't expect like gifts on each of these holidays. 100%, I don't. But like, you know, like most of the time people are going to say, did you get one? You know, like, and so like, I wonder if in that kind of relationship.
Really, the only holiday that I have the biggest issue with of celebrating or having my submissive celebrate is Independence Day. I really just think that's a contradiction. Not really. I think when it comes down to the holidays and stuff like that, it's really who you are as individuals in a relationship, whether you are religious or whether or not you have different protocols outside of that. In a relationship, it is still a relationship and is not anything less than that. If anything, it's only that intensifies. So take everything you have in a vanilla relationship,
it's just a
which is what I classify anything that's not a power, a authority exchange. So even swinging, I classify as vanilla. Poly, I still classify as vanilla. If you're not an authority or power exchange, just my classification for it.
I see. Okay.
What about obedience? So like the sub doesn't want to like this shit. Like you tricked me in that contract. I don't know.
Does that happen?
I'm sure it does. I mean, there's always...
But what do you do from there? Do you like, sorry to tell you, you signed this, or do you let them go?
Would I want somebody to be submissive to me that's not wanting to be submissive to me?
It's not like they're like, I'm taking you to court. You signed this paper. You said I can beat you every day. And you're not letting me beat you every day. So I'm gonna sue you.
I've had to be a character witness and done expert witnesses in court cases where contracts have come in.
You guys are making fun of me. All y'all. I'm serious.
It doesn't usually work in that direction as we think of going, well, they signed on here the fact they were going to sleep on the couch. So when I told them to go sleep, it's not that type of agreement. It's usually used in a negative context. There is no legal legitimacy.
I told her to sleep with the doghouse and she stopped doing it.
She let herself out of the crate.
There is no legal standings that go behind dynamic structuring contracts.
Yeah. Okay.
To me, a contract is written down so both of us put down what the expectations are of each other.
It's a commitment to
each
other.
Yeah.
Really, I mean...
Honestly, it's kind of
like when you sign a timeshare. Like, you agree to pay this price, sign it right here.
And by putting it on paper, you're taking out some of the gray area.
Yeah.
You're able to,
you know what? That's
actually
a great idea. Like, you could just be like, oh, yeah.
I mean, relationship contracts are a great idea. Most therapists or counseling services will recommend that regardless of what your relationship structure is.
Actually, that's what I was going to say. I know a lot of times when people go to counseling, they tell each other, like, write what you expect to see out of this relationship. Each of you do it separately. Let's come together and let's make your written statement. This is what you're going to commit to.
It's the same thing.
I do see that now.
I don't think you necessarily have to write them down or put them on paper, but I feel like everybody, it's boundaries. Your negotiation is your boundaries. You're setting boundaries. You're setting guidelines. You're setting standards that you would expect to be upheld. And if you're not going to uphold these standards, then I'm going to withdraw my part of the contract and remove myself from the relationship.
But if you have a brain like mine, then it truly needs to be written down. I'm serious. Like I feel like I have so much going on in my brain sometimes that I'm like, did I say this or did I think I said this? Like when we're getting down to the nitty gritty, like of what we actually agreed to or what we actually said, how many times are you both confused? Or you think that something was said and I think something else was said?
That's a fair statement because that's something that even in my own personal relationship, hey, words matter. You said this. Well, that's not what I meant. Well, okay, well, that's what you said. So if you didn't mean that, maybe you shouldn't have said it.
Yeah, and I think that's truly why when, like, y'all do the written contract is why, when you go to counseling, they do ask you to physically write it down. It's just because.
How many times have you been to counseling?
Actually, as an adult, never.
Look how pretty
like
her smile is. She's so beautiful. You're so beautiful.
Wait. Let me take that back. I will not say never because I'm going to tell you that I've met so many amazing people in the lifestyle. And I will tell you that I would consider several of my conversations as counseling sessions. And I hold them to a very high respectfulness. Like I respect these people very much. And they're very knowledgeable and, they may have different perspectives. But I would definitely say that it was more of like a counseling session. And I've had several of those. And I believe they've helped me tremendously.
I feel like half of my conversations in the LS, I feel like I'm a counselor.
I feel like Chris has been my counselor so much recently.
Or Santa Claus.
Both.
It's physically going, okay, I'm going to pay you to help me. Like, no, I haven't as an adult. I did a lot when I was a child.
The contracts, most of the dynamic structures, and one of the benefits, it just takes everything that you experience in the vanilla world and the type of relationship and puts it on steroids. It requires a whole different level of communication and conversations and discussing boundaries and discussing information that you may never have a reason to discuss with your partner. It's not that you're not willing to, but because it lives on that type of extremes, it requires that type of extremes. That I've met people in relationships that have been in relationships, vanilla relationships for 10, 15 years. And, they're happy and compatible and they feel they know each other and they know everything about each other and can, that amount of time you can kind of predict what they're going to come and do.
What about renegotiating? Like, how long does a contract last? About a year?
They vary.
Forever.
So contracts, depends on the purpose of them. So I have several different reasons why I would do contracts. If somebody came in, so first level for me would be coming in to be in consideration. Put that in comparison to vanilla terms, that would be like dating. So you see whether or not that my way of living and the things that I like doing fit into the way you like doing things.
So I guess if someone calls you out, like he nonstop titty me every day, then you can be like, wait, well, we had a contract that says like a titty every day.
Well, you put it in there. Depends on who you're trying to defend yourself to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If it's your friends, they'd probably get away with it, but if it's a judge, probably not going to do you that much good.
She's just a. She that's her name. She's on right there.
But going into consideration, that's really just seeing whether or not we're compatible with each other. Yeah. And depending on how much time you get to spend with each other, what that situations exist of, what you actually got to do during that time, makes a big variation on it.
So is time something y'all kind of negotiate? Like how much time you're going to give each other?
Very much consideration on it.
Okay.
I would say dating's a good term, but I would say more courting is more appropriate.
It's probably pretty close to it. It's getting to that point where you're testing to see whether or not you're compatible with each other in more depth. The next stage for me would be going into training. And going into training is now we found out what kind of submissive you are. You found out what kind of dominant I am, and they're compatible with each other. We figure that out in consideration. Now it's my job to teach you how to be my submissive. And that's where we can get more into the specifics and more into the details that take time.
I like blueberry pancakes every morning.
Yeah, well, I like my coffee every morning.
Yeah.
How I make my coffee is something they have to learn. Yeah. When it needs to get made, how it gets presented, those are important things. All these details of rituals that from the outside looking in, they look like a whole bunch of nitpicking details. But for those people that are engaging those type of relationships, it's a constant expression of their devotion to the relationship and to that person. So an outsider looking in could see someone coming across, kneeling down and handing me a cup of coffee. And I'm grateful for it. Thank you for the cup of coffee.
But the fact, cigarettes.
And yes.
I never want to see a lighter in my life. Like my.
You're not going to come up with anything I haven't heard.
Yeah.
But for the fact of someone caring enough about me to go make a cup of coffee, to make it the way that I like it, to come across here and not just say, here's your cup of coffee, but to go through the efforts to kneel down, present it to me, show it to me the way that I want to receive it, because they know that's my preference on it, and hand me that cup of coffee, all that effort, all that show, all that attention to detail is amazing. Like getting a set of flowers.
So what if they did all the perfect coffee?
I see the perks in that.
And they're like, here's your perfect coffee. And you're like, oh, thank you. And you go to drink it. They're like, pow!
You made me mad.
But because of those, it's no different than getting flowers and getting something constant. So it's a constant reminder, a constant engagement you have with each other. So you set up rituals and you set up these protocols for constant feedback to each other. And the contracts are very contingent on the person's, how long, how much time. So my training contracts are typically 3 to 6 months, but I keep them that short so that we can say that for the next 3 months, we're going to concentrate on this particular type of training. This is our focus on it. This is what I want to do for the next 3 months. And at the end of that 3 months, that we're going to sit down and we're going to renegotiate.
I don't want you to make me coffee no more. Don't worry, it's not you, it's me.
Now, what about if you have, like, you're getting further into your training and you realize that you don't want to give up on it, but at the same time you feel like you need like an outside, like when some people would see like a counselor. Mm-hmm. What is y'all's perspective on that? Like, do you reach out for outside help, or do you make sure that it stays right there between you two because those are the contract you signed?
Well, I think making sure you come up with an understanding between you and your partners, always between what I consider privacy and secrecy. So there are no secrets in my house, but I do keep my house business private. One of my requirements for any dominants or submissives of anyone that I've ever helped with, mentored, coming into this, or that I use for any of my counseling services, is I require them to have a friend. And that friend is a confidant of somebody they can go to that they can explain. I'm a submissive. Friends. I am in a dynamic. It is a power exchange. They need to comprehend that and be that person that you can discuss that kind of level with. Because if they don't have any...
you're agreeing to that, who that person is?
No.
No? Okay. That's interesting.
I may have input.
No,
my opinion may matter, but I
don't like your friends.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's just, that's just not what I expected. And that's why this is so interesting to me, is just to see all the different... But again, it's what you negotiate.
Yeah, okay. That if I think you've got a whole bunch of contaminant people in your life, and you're saying, well, I'm constantly going over to this person, they're giving you a bunch of shitty advice because they have no concept of it, I may say you need to find a new source.
Okay.
But me taking responsibility of you as a submissive, it means your mental health and your mental well-being is also my responsibility. If I'm not giving you the due attention that you need for that, then you need to consider who it is you submitted to. So your betterment of that, of being in a good headspace, and me making sure that you have
chills. I know. That's true.
But that's to the level of responsibility I'm taking. That I'm not picking your friends. It's not my job to pick them, but I can make sure that you are not getting into a bad influence.
Yeah.
And it's my job to support you, to make sure you have the resources for you to get the most and the best you can. Because the better you are for me.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And the better you are for me, the happier I am. So it's a win-win situation that goes all the way around. I take care of you, you take care of me.
Just Sex Talk is fueled by the haters and recorded live at the Lifestyle Nation studio in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. We hope you enjoyed the show. If not, then this show just isn't for you, and no hard feelings. To experience more shows, go to JustSexTalk.com. And to contact the show, send an email to JustSexTalkPodcast@gmail.com.